Hello, good morning. How are you?
Warm.
Yeah, just a few sentences, if I may. Today's we'll have a very important discussion, probably one of the most important that we had throughout the year. The last year as well. And we are looking for a united European approach towards the crisis that's happening in and around Ukraine. Not only united European response, but also try to have a united Western approach. Therefore, I'm very delighted that we'll have Secretary Antony Blinken today, and I hope that we can ask questions and receive answers, and how can we better align European and in the stance of United States towards the crisis that's being built on the West, actually, by Russia.
Berlin is sending mixed signals. Do you feel like Berlin is too hesitant when it comes to...
Who? I'm sorry? Berlin. Okay.
The government when it comes to the question of sanctions?
Well, I consider that Berlin finds itself in quite a difficult situation. Just a new government started working, basically a month ago, and I believe that this is not a situation that they actually wanted to have for themselves. For almost 16 years, Berlin was a pillar of stability in Europe and around Europe. And probably the new government was intending to continue the same trend. But unfortunately, the world has different plans, not only for Berlin, but for the world with Berlin in it. So I think that what we're seeing is the conversation that Germany is starting to have about how to react to the current situation. So I'm patient, and I'm calling for patience.
But do you think the timing is good to start talking about
Well, nobody has foreseen the situation that we found ourselves in. Just remember the world in last year's October, when the first time we've heard from Americans that there will be a buildup of Russian troops. Basically, nobody believed about that. So we're just 3 months ahead of that situation.
When you're talking about trying to have united today, does it mean that you have some worry that some of the European countries are having different positions?
Well, knowing Russian tactics, I'm convinced that one of their aims is to splinter the West, to find possibilities that we will start talking in different voices, having different positions, and some of the questions already pointed to that direction. So I will be one of those calling for unanimity in our speaking, and I think that this is the victory that we cannot afford to give to Russians.
Are you ready for the worst scenario? I mean here, a real war.
Yes, that is. We're convinced that real war is a likely possibility.
What can trigger the sanctions? A minor incursion, a big invasion?
Well, my position is that crossing the border is already crossing a red line.
And changing the government in Kiev?
Well, it is also politically crossing the border, basically trying to meddle in another country's political affairs.
Is Europe too much of a coward when it comes to hard-hitting sanctions?
I'm sorry?
Is Europe too much of a coward when it comes to hard-hitting sanctions?
Well, today we'll be discussing that. Our position is that I think that Russians and Kremlin, probably not the people, not necessarily the people, have accounted for the possibility of sanctions, and we need to really be true to our words when we say that the sanctions will be unbearable. They have to be unbearable, and that's the only deterrent. If they are bearable, then it's not a deterrent.
Even if they hurt us?
Well, basically, we have to decide whether we want to deter a war. If not, then we have to use another means. Then we have to keep sending ammunition, supplies to Ukrainians to defend themselves, defend themselves. This is what the Baltic countries have been doing. Well, thank you.